my time. Don't say I never told you. Go, get out of my mind. I refuse to be a soldier. Waste my time. Don't say I never told you. Go, get out of my mind. I refuse to be a soldier. Waste my time. Don't say I never told you.
Hello and welcome back to Asia Pacific ACC. It's been a long time, but we're in for an absolute barn-burning storm fest here as we have Porsche at Brands Hatch. Welcoming me tonight, we've got Jamie Conboy and Alex Eime. I hope I said that right. How are we, gents, as the Porsche crashes? Hopefully.
I'm doing well, and you did get that right.
Sweet. Sweet as. JC's kicking about. How are you, mate?
Look, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I can't hear anybody whatsoever. So I'm going to sort out my audio issues and be right back.
No dramas at all, mate. So, Brands Hatch, we haven't been here for a while. And what a way to do it in the Porsche Cup car.
Seeing a lot of the chat in Discord, I think it's going to be an interesting race, that's for sure.
Interesting will definitely be the correct terminology. I haven't managed to do many laps in this car as yet, but from what I've seen in recent times, it's quite enjoyable. But as you were saying about the Discord chat, it doesn't seem to be a great combination for a few people. So hopefully tonight we get some good action out there.
I came in at the right time. All I heard was this track and car combo is extremely difficult. And I am very much looking forward to the carnage that brings. Hello, Alex. Hello, Mull. Hello, YouTube chat. Apologies for the...
All sorted now, champ.
My entry there. I am all sorted. It's very, very good to hear your voices.
It's always a bonus. So we've got 33 out there tonight, which is a decent field here for Brands Hatch, especially in this car. We haven't managed to stream the first two rounds for a variety of reasons, but we are back and we are fully charged, ready to go.
How exciting is it to be back doing some ACC racing?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong there at all. What's the type of times we're getting here? 1:25.3 looking at practice. So we're seconds away from ticking over to qualifying.
That's super close to GT3 time. That's real quick. From Ryan Duong. This is his first crack at the series, I believe, is it not?
Yep, he's joined. There we go. We just joined today, I believe. But he's a quick boy. He'll throw it around. And look at all those liveries. Some questionable choices as always, but
it's going to be very interesting trying to pick out the individual drivers, because usually I rely on the constructors, the different shapes of the cars, to sort of identify who I'm looking at. So with the different liveries, we'll try and pick one out and learn which one's which. But until then, it'll be a case of trusting ACC's timing board, and we all know how that can be a little independent sometimes.
it does its own thing, doesn't it?
Well, I'm sure it won't take us long to figure out the bad liveries and who they belong to.
How have the first two rounds been? Have we seen much carnage? I know you've been racing in it, JC.
Surprisingly, from a steward standpoint, it's been not too bad for the first couple of rounds. They've been fairly quiet in that regard. But I suppose they've had tracks that have suited most drivers as opposed to this one tonight.
Yeah, look, the first tracks we went to were Bathurst and Paul Ricard. Bathurst, obviously, everyone took it pretty easy, trying to survive Bathurst. And then Paul Ricard, no walls, lots of runoff, plenty of open spaces. So this is the first time we've come to a track like this where it's, well, first of all, it's notoriously bumpy. And, for a car with no TC and no suspension options, that's going to make it tricky in and in of itself. But then, of course, it's a tight track. It's complex. It's tricky. So, the first two races were, as Alex said, pretty clean. But I am predicting carnage. I reckon we're going to have a virtual safety car tonight, I believe. There'll be no actual safety car, but there will be a virtual safety car, I believe, in the first lap.
Hard to disagree with you there. Hopefully the voices are a bit better now. I'm actually streaming on a different rig for the first time. Propped up in my little chair, but let us keep letting me know how the sound levels are, and I'll get them fixed as quick as I can.
I've seen it. He just sent me a photo of where he's broadcasting from, and it is a mammoth setup. 4 screens, timing boards, the whole show. It looks very comfortable, mind you, but I did notice a lack of iced coffee.
Oh, so my drink holder's on the left-hand side of my chair, so it's out of shot. But it's definitely there, I can guarantee.
It's there? All right. Noted.
Noted.
I'd be
Speaking of noted,
very worried if it wasn't there.
Speaking of noted, Alex, I don't know if anyone here knows what you do within OR. Do you want to give us a little rundown? Surely, and don't be humble.
You might be here for half an hour, I reckon.
I'll keep it short. So my role's the Director of Stewarding here in OOR, predominantly for the various ACC series that we run. So I just have an oversight of all the stewarding stuff that goes on and participate in most of the, at least Asia Pacific, steward offices when we're doing series, but have stepped into the commentary booth for at least this week.
He's the boss. He's the boss of all the stewards. If you ever have a problem, if you ever have an accident that you believe wasn't you, you send him a DM. You send Alex a DM, and make it a really angry one, and then run really, really, really far away because he can shoot you with a bow and arrow from 600 meters.
Well, that's facts. That is facts, isn't it?
I'm not going to deny it.
How about having a competition sometimes, Alex? I've shot
Alex,
the arrow twice.
Alex, do the thing. Do the
I'm
thing.
now being yelled at to do the thing. Noted.
I
Yeah.
had a request to show up my setup, so I might put that up on stream quickly.
100%.
That's
No,
my
it's really
setup.
good. So that, imagine broadcasting from that. You got the timing board
That
up the
is
top
pretty
there. You got Streamlabs over on the left, controlling all the camera angles. You've got the stream bang on in the middle, and then you've got YouTube chat over on the right hand side. It's perfect. And look at the comfy track racer. It's all happening there. Love that.
Just ignore the cable management at the back. This is just too many. But let's go to quali. 25.9. What did we see in practice? 23, didn't we?
So
no.
25-3.
Oh, 25,
Yeah, I thought it was
3.
25,
There was a 3
yeah.
in there somewhere.
So usual suspects up the top, Corey Sweet and Ben Floyd, have been dominant basically in the first couple of rounds. So expecting to see them up there too. But obviously joined by Ryan, who, yeah, as we discussed, has joined the series fresh tonight, but has done plenty of ACC racing before. So no doubt he will be a top protagonist as well. Here's Johan going around in P4 at the moment. Lucas Burse obviously up there as well. So there's plenty of big names in this series.
Steenkamp's my smoky for tonight.
Yeah, Steenkamp's been pretty consistent, fairly quick in the first two rounds, along with Hignett and Bechtold as well. They've been right up there, usually in the top 5 or 6. So could be a very interesting race if something happens at the front.
Oh. We got to save all the drama for tomorrow. We're at Imola tomorrow in the Sprint Series, and it is the famous track with the famous call that everyone keeps shitting on about when they first talk to me. The infamous quote. I reckon tomorrow night's going to be horrific. And I can't wait for it, to be honest.
I can't wait for it, exactly.
Based off the first 2 rounds, I don't think Split Red will be disappointing you at all.
Oh, no, I'll be broadcasting Split Blue with a few commentators jumping in, and then I'll be jumping in the booth for Split Red and just priming myself nicely. Imola was a meme last night, just asked, yeah, it was something. Everyone goes on about Monza being deadly. Imola's, what's with the Italian tracks? Mazzano in the Sprint Series was an absolute debacle. Something about Italy.
I guess the Italians know how to make a controversial racetrack.
Speaking of Italians, how good is Charles Leclerc feeling at the moment after winning that vintage car? Not sure if you guys saw that, but
I did see it. I'm trying to work out how that relates to him being Italian. I thought he was from Monaco. Aren't they
Ferrari
like 2 different
car,
places?
Ferrari.
Ah, all right. Fair enough. My bad.
Just a vintage of Italian historic beauty. He just bins
Not the
at Monaco.
Not the first time he's stacked at Monaco, though, is it?
No, or a Ferrari.
Mark Bushell, get in here. Glad to see the
Hey,
big
the
man back
hamster.
in the booth. Best of luck to all drivers tonight. Yeah, absolutely. We had the F1 stream on Sunday, and it was great to see him in the seat. And now, back behind the controls, we'll get some proper camera angles tonight. You're absolutely right. It is extremely good to see the big man back in the booth.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much, everyone. And also, I just want to quickly give a shout out to everyone that stepped up when I was away. They have done a brilliant job. Absolutely nailed it. Couldn't ask for a better team, and much love to you all. The invoices are stacking up, but we'll get there.
It's a little column A and a little column B, Diabols. He asks who opts to race in these death traps, or are they the new Porsches? They are the new Porsches. They only just recently came out in a DLC, but they're also a little bit death trappy. So it's a little bit of both, but they're a lot of fun. They are probably the most fun I've had playing ACC, that's for sure. They sort of live on the edge a little bit. They sound really nice too. I don't know if we can get an in-car. But their downshifts are extreme. I actually like this livery too from Daryl Brady, just stepping off topic a little bit.
The top 10, Daryl.
Nice, Daryl.
Nice. That's not quite the same. There's no Gary's out there, so we have to go nice Daryl instead.
Nice, Daryl. No, you're right. Doesn't quite ring to it, does it?
No.
So Dankachu up the top there at the moment, but under a tenth away is Ben Floyd, so that's good pace from Ben.
There's a 25-3 we're looking for.
You got they got the top five all within half a second of each other, so very close up the top there.
Got mid times, so I know Josh Wiley is currently 32nd. He's making his debut tonight, especially for a broadcast, so good luck, Josh. He's happy to just putter around at the back, he said. We've also got the BMW M2 coming up straight after this race, and they're off to Snetterton because tonight we've just chosen Carnage. Snetterton can't be too bad in the M2. It's hard to bin that car.
I was driving it around earlier this afternoon, seeing as I'll be going off to race in that, and it's just at the end of the back straight, that left right.
Oh,
I think is going to be that's going to be where all the carnage is. The rest of the track, the car's pretty all right around it.
It's a fun little car. That. Have you had much time in it, JC?
In the BMW,
Yeah.
no, not a great deal. I've done 1 or 2 practice races. It doesn't float my boat. I don't enjoy it. Not that I have a problem with it. I'll happily. I think I'm a steward for them tonight, and I like watching them. They've had 2 wet races to kick off the season, so I'm sure they're all hoping to God that Snetterton is dry.
Look,
because
I'm
obviously
just hearing now from the whispers that it's likely to be dry tonight. If it's wet tonight, it's just a doom series, if I'm being honest. Yeah. So
look, the wet has made those races more interesting than they probably could have for me, to be honest. So as I was saying, I don't really enjoy them, but a lot of people do. A lot of people enjoy the really close racing. So all power to them.
Car. Reminds me of the MX-5 a little bit. Sort of throw it around. What else did I just see there? Thanks, Nick De Silva. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Did you go to the Grand Prix this year? We'll all have to catch up again soon. We've got Scarn on, who's absolute massive Maserati fan. He sent me a message during the week wanting a Maserati-only series. So if you're interested in a Maserati-only series, start to get a bit boisterous on Discord, and we'll see what we can set up.
I don't know how much support you get for a Maserati only series, but
No,
maybe a mixed class Maserati series, perhaps with Maseratis and
No,
I don't know.
We don't want traction control. That's a new view. Doing that little move. I'm not touching your shit.
Oh wow, look at that. That's trippy. Look at that.
That is beautiful. Oh, look, and there's the view of the Petit Mont.
Nice.
Joshua Hill's car there. So Lucas Burst has got to start on pole alongside Ben Floyd, Corey Sweet, his good mate, in the second row, alongside Matthew Lamb, who, when I watched him last, he was in the M2, the BMW, and he was a rocket. We've got Duong, Hignett, Karud, Cadillo, Steenkamp, and Jurecki of the Adam variety in the top 10. 33 cars, 45-minute race, 1 pit stop. How many safety cars? I'm going to say 1.
I reckon 2. There'll be one on the first lap, and then there'll be one straight after the restart, and then they'll sort each other out.
Yep.
I think it'll only be the one.
Well, let's
Is there
have
any takers for 0? Are there anyone in chat reckon these ones can go through with 0 safety cars?
Mac Daddy.
Noting, Mac Daddy, get in here.
God, is that for the safety car your course on Sunday?
Reparations.
No, I love him. I just like to see when someone makes a mistake, they own it instantly. And I watched his stream back, and he was on F1, and it went a little bit too deep in about turn 4, turn 3, and yeah. But thank you very much there, Mac Daddy. I've also seen D Marvel saying he's only recently joined OLR, driving the rookies, and he's loving it and the support. Well, we loved having you here, mate. Thanks for that. They've got a great rookie team. A great crew of drivers as well. Jesse's he's bribing the wrong person, but I'll take it. Alrighty. Do you want to start this one off?
We might have to divvy that out. Hey, what do you reckon? We drop Alex straight in there, or are you gonna? I'll do it. That's okay, Alex. I got you. Yeah, I'm taking this one. Is this these are widget starts, aren't they? So we've only got the one call.
They are, yes.
All right, so no safety car, no virtual safety. There's just the front leaders here. They're going to take us away at 80, and we're going to get going straight away. No formation lap. And I'll tell you what is interesting about no formation lap is they don't have time to warm their brakes. And I don't think there's tyre warmers on these two. So they're all cold tyres, cold brakes, no formation lap, straight into turn 1 at Brands. Tell me there's not going to be a safety car here. Lucas Burst and Ben Floyd up the front. Ben with a pretty wide line there. Lucas tucked right on the inside. We have green flag racing. Lucas moves across to the middle to cover off. Benny Floyd right there with him, but there it is, bang, straight away. Death immediately, but he's well off the track, so there won't be a safety car from this. I think that's Matty Lamb, who's been absolutely goose-stepped straight out into the wall, so he will go down to the back of the field. Up into turn 2 we go. And then through the first sector, it's all pretty clean so far. I tell you what, this is looking pretty tidy from the Porsche fellas and girls, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Anyway, carry on. Looking good. Luke Spurs does lead the field away. Ben Floyd, as we said, was right behind him. And Corey Sweet, Ryan Duong, Ben Hignett in the top 5. That's clean as a whistle, Porsche Cup. Nice work.
Yeah, very nice start. Unlike the... is that the first curse? Is that called a broadcaster curse? The person that I was spectating straight into the fence. We've got another yellow flag. A little bit of drama in the background there. Try and pick it up.
Yeah, we're not through safely yet. There's still a bit of time for these guys to get their elbows. There's a couple of 3 wides starting to happen now. We haven't finished this first lap, so if your money is on a safety car, just hang on to it. Hang on to that ticket. There's still a bit of time. Aziz using all of the track and some there as he battles his way through with Matty Lamb, that is, as he comes back through the field.
Lucas
But it is...
leads us away.
Yeah, nice first lap there from Lucas.
Floyd, Sweet, haven't changed positions. Ron Juong's had a nice start. Hignett. Just buzz boxes, aren't they? Oh, that's brave.
Oh, there's
brave.
a bit of a shunt.
That's brave. Oh, that's a good save there from, is that Ross or Cardillo? It's Cameron Ross.
It
Great
might have been
save.
Ross. Yep. Yep. You see what happens when they get a little bit slippy. They get a bit of slip angle happening. There's a whole lot of counter steer required. So I actually watched a hot lap of these today, and the hot lap is all counter steer. To be fast in these cars, you are counter steering, you are drifting, you are pushing them. So you can see even the hand movements here from Cam Ross, just a couple of twitches left and right. Bit of seesawing on the wheel. Can't
Certainly
imagine
gotta
what...
be good on the throttle with them, that's for sure.
Stephen Washtold is the Racecraft Limited Porsche.
Sorry, have I been saying that wrong for the last 12 months? Try me, say that one again.
Stefan Bashtold, I don't know. That sounds right to me.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I thought you knew something that I didn't.
Beck told.
It's what?
Beck told,
Beck.
I believe. I can follow up with him tomorrow night.
Is it German? Because I
He
would have
is
said
German,
Bach.
yes.
Alright, well, my German training's got out the window.
Look, all I know is he has a silky smooth voice and that accent to go with it. He is the race director for Split Red tomorrow, so every time someone gets a penalty, he comes over the comms and wets my whistle, that's for sure.
Looks like Bracken has dropped about 5 or 6 spots that last corner. Not sure if there was contact or he just gone wide, which is quite easily to do here.
So what, just watching the timing table there, Matty Lamb dropping back through the field. I'm not sure what's happened to him, if he's spun again. He might be in the pit lane there by the look of that. So
is the pit window open? Was the pit window open straight away for the series?
I thought it was 5 minutes in, so...
Pretty sure it's 5 or 7.5 minutes in.
That's a lot of damage.
So he thought rather than waiting for the window, he's just going to bite the bullet and get a nice fresh car and see if he can cut his way through the field. He will have to stop again with everybody else because the pit window doesn't open until the 40-minute mark. Do we usually see that, though? I know the drivers see it. I thought we saw that up there, so...
Yeah, it will. When it opens, I don't think so. It'll just say pit window open when it is open.
When it is open, okay,
Yeah.
right.
I've got a couple of... I got my button box all fixed and sorted for the first time in about 6 months, so I've got a couple of little sound effects to add during the races. Number 8 has spun. That is Tom McDonald, my fellow Taswegian.
T-Mac!
That is not an optimal strategy.
He's doing the right thing.
Oh, what has
That's
happened?
a hit.
Wow, that is
I was about
carnage.
to say, he's done the right thing. He's waited very
And
patiently
he's
for everyone to
still
go
got
past. The last one in line comes through and deletes him.
And Andy Bishop obviously lost the car.
Oh, we're going to have to see a replay of what happened to Bishop there because, yeah, T-Mac was doing the right thing, being patient, and literally the last car in line, I reckon, was
I've never
Bishop.
seen that. That's crazy.
He just came through and murdered him and his ancestors.
Whole bloodline gone. Oh, that's just really unfortunate there for T-Mac. So Bishop's in the pits. Lamb's back out of the pits, but he's nearly a lap down. He's car 15. No, not a lap down, which is a good thing. But the pit window, has it opened? I thought it would have opened by now.
I thought we would have seen that it's open, so there may not be a pit window. Go down to Lamb on the timing board and see if his mandatory pit stop is green. That will tell us a story.
Negative.
It is not. So he does have to stop one more time. Maybe just an ACC visual bug not letting us know that there's a pit window. Anyway.
That's all right. That's all right.
Oh, we can go without that, I'm sure.
The only other thing is it could be like the rookies where it is 7.5 minutes in that it opens. So it wouldn't be open just yet.
I could go up. They want to get in. Right. Turned it up a bit. I'm on a different microphone tonight, so it's going to take a little bit of fine tuning. I fixed the main men and Alex and JC.
I'm glad you fixed me because I was yelling already and everyone said I was quiet, so I was a bit worried I was going to have to start screaming at a horse. And with the child in bed, that was going to be dramas, but no, we're all good, sounding good.
So up the front, Lucas is in a groove here. Fastest lap so far is a 25.3. Last lap was 25.3. Consistent and pacey. What do you think of the livery?
Absolute. He's gone to another level this
Liking the
season,
pink?
quietly. Yes, I am. And the team name, Pink.
Certainly not the worst.
I mean, yeah, it could be a worse Pink,
I
couldn't
wonder
it?
how long it took to think of the team name.
Well, I'm sure that was a really hard one to come up with.
Well, he is a massive Pink fan, he tells me. He's loves Pink.
As in the singer, the
He's been
girl
to
singer.
every single Australian concert that Pink's ever had, so...
Oh, well, that'll do it.
It's a Pink-inspired Pink livery. I have to ask him what his favourite song is, but yeah, I definitely can confirm that was actual facts and not talking at my bum. There's Ben
Yep,
Floyd.
She goes all right. I can pay that.
Floyd
There we go. Pit window open. There it
There
is.
we go. Mr. Peabody in chat just confirming that for us. It's a 7.5 minute
Thank you, sir.
till it opens.
Crude, Hignett, Steenkamp, Cadillo. No, hang on. What's happened here? They just switched around. So Steenkamp's moved up to 6th. He's pretty sure he started 9th or 10th, so he's having a cracker, my Smoky. But he's under pressure here from Hignett.
Yeah, it's not done. He wants it back.
Very interesting livery combination. I
These
think it
two have
works.
been battling for 3 rounds now.
60, I better
So-
say, 16 weeks. Oh, that's finished that
Oh,
off.
Running wide.
Steenkamp's done very well there. We'll go on board with him. So coming up tomorrow, we've got our sprint series, round 3. We're at Imola. Every time we go to Imola, oh, sadness arrives at a rate of knots. And on Sunday, F1 is off to Monaco. So if you want to watch some DNFs, make sure you tune in on Sunday night to our F1 series, because it is a sad, sad circuit. And just after Jeddah, whoever thought of this schedule is an absolute madman.
It was voted on. It was voted on by the people.
That's it. I actually didn't mind Jeddah. I thought Jeddah was actually quite a lot of fun.
Oh, really? So it grew on you?
It did. I've been slagging it off, but I hadn't done a lap till Saturday. And then I'm like, oh, this is not too bad. It's like a faster Baku and a better Vietnam. I don't like the Vietnam track. I think that's a piece of crap. But we've actually never seen racing there because of
Surely you
COVID.
still prefer Baku, though, as a driver?
As a track to watch, I do, yes. But as a driver, Jeddah suits me. It's a little bit more technical.
Right, interesting.
I'm a bit better at the technical tracks. But I love Baku. I'm a huge fan of that circuit. I want to see more racing there.
No, I'm very much looking forward to going back to Monaco next week. It's a bit like the Bathurst of the F1 world. Everyone turns up not to race, but to survive. And we just did a 50% race. Are we doing sprints next week? Are we doing 225s?
No, it's another regular. We're only doing 2 sprints this season.
I was going to say.
Oh, mate, we're not doing reverse grid at Monaco.
Monaco.
We've done some horrible things in the past, but that is... Maybe we should change it. Triple race.
Just spring it on them on Saturday night.
No. And after that, we've got
It'll
an
make good
endurance race.
viewership.
It'll make something all right, and I don't think it's sanity.
Speaking of good viewership, the F1 YouTube stream had 1,100 views last time I looked. So that's just amazing. That shows you how much we have missed watching streamed races and getting around each other. And this community is just great. So that's a great start for the return of OOR. That stream having that much viewership was, yeah, awesome. So interested to see how this one goes, because people love their ACC. It is good to be back.
Blue flag. Blue flag. So still got 33 cars. No one's dropped the server yet, which is good to see. Andy Bishop. That's such an unfortunate incident. I have to watch that replay back. I've only got one PC tonight, so I have to do it the old school way. We'll do it right now, hey?
Let's
So-
go find it.
Bishop. Oh, well, if that doesn't paint a picture, I don't know what does.
So you said there's still 33 races though, so has he just stayed on the server?
Oh, that is so unlucky.
Of all the spots to get slip angle, just happened to be right there where the great man T-Mac was waiting for him and said, hey, whoa.
And that is one of the big challenges with this car, particularly at a track like this where it's bumpy. It just wants to go on you at any point.
So T-Mac was sitting nicely in 16th. A good little mid-pack battle here with Sean Muller, who was born in a Porsche. Oh, yep, gone wide here. Bit of, oh, there's the rears. Keeps that of the fence, pinches his brakes, gets off the track. He's done everything right.
Does all the right things.
He's done
doesn't he?
everything right. This is textbook. He's even parked it in the little out road there. He's waited, and he's waited, and... How you going? Oh, that's really unlucky.
Interested to know how T-Mac handled that too, because as you said, he did all the right things. There's two types of people. There's ones who get really frustrated that could possibly happen to them, and then the others that just sadist and just laugh. As Robbie ventures out on the beach.
There's no real point getting too annoyed there because everything's out of your control. You've done all the right things. The car didn't mean to lose control. Rob's really struggling with this Porsche at the moment. This is very slippy. It's got a bit of damage. Or his tyres are just saying, hey, I have had enough. Because that is on a knife's edge, that car.
Yeah, we did just watch him float off into the sand, so he's, yeah, not the first corner he struggled with, but if his tyres are gone now, he's got a long race ahead of him, because still half an hour to go in this one.
Very interesting corner, that one. Go quite wide. I don't mind this track when it comes to non-GT3 cars. For some reason, this GT3 and brands just doesn't do it for me, unless you're watching it, a real life race, and then it's hectic as you can see, a bit of smoke and or dust in the up ahead. Have you ever sat down and watched a 3-hour here?
I've not seen a 3-hour, but last year's British GT I did watch the two, I think it was 2 1-hour races they did here.
Maybe it was the 1 hour that I was watching. Cars on the grass are a common thing. You see it every single lap now.
Yeah, and the biggest thing I remember from that was, I think it was a McLaren ending up over the barrier into the forest.
Wow. Not ideal. Speaking of forest, Cameron Ross. I don't know what it's got to do with forest, but we'll go with it.
Good effort.
Quick spin. Maybe he has a quick spin into the forest.
I was going to try and give you a forest green, but no, it's more of an ocean blue than a forest green. Yeah. Eric Scarney's come in, chipped in $5 for the Maserati Cup fund. I'd rather spend it on the snags, just quiet.
Eric. Also, just quietly, I've noticed that Lucas has dropped to P2.
Ooh.
Benny Floyd's overtaken him. So that's going to tighten that up right at the top after this next pit stop. Not a track you really want to pit early because you can really get thrown into the...
Stuck in traffic.
Cars, yeah. Especially if a car's had a bit of an issue and running a bit further back. 74 is off and in the pits. That is Mark Witchell. Oh, good save there, Cameron. So this car doesn't have traction control. Doesn't have ABS, does it, either?
This generation does.
This
now,
has ABS,
yeah.
but not traction.
Yep.
Righto.
Yeah, so the latest generation, they decided to put ABS in them for some reason.
Yep.
So that makes them a little bit easier to drive, but without that traction control, these bumpier tracks in particular, they can be a bit of a handful, as we see a bit of a snap there.
Yeah, it's not... Cam Ross, we're watching everyone saying, oh, they're struggling on these tyres. Everyone is fighting these cars, trying to get them around safely, so... If you think Lucas is falling back through the field here, isn't he?
So he's obviously... You can see how loose this car is. He's... oh, that's seen a fence. Hopefully it wasn't a collision with a back mark or anything as he gets back up to... No, that is a back marker. I'll take that back.
Yeah, I think that's T-Mac, isn't it?
Yeah, it's T-Mac.
In the patented and beautiful Worn Tyre Tribe livery.
Geez, I'm cursing a lot of people by spectating them. Hignett decided to not go with the flag tonight. Oh, what I've also seen is Corey Sweet has dropped back considerably. So Ryan Durong's P2. Maybe Burrs and Sweet have come together.
And Burst came off second best because, yeah, Burst dropping way back through the field. But you're right, Corey also dropping time.
We'll just
there we go. We'll get the magnifying glass out. We'll go and investigate. I'll tell you what else I have missed about YouTube chat is Ultimate Local coming in with his questions for the commentators. Absolutely missed your work. So we'll get to your question shortly.
There we go.
Right up. No, it's all by himself.
Bang,
Lucas Burst just had a bit of an issue for himself. Now the rejoin...
Mistake from him.
Oh, it's not even like he got on the grass. He just sort of lost the rear there, didn't he?
So is this lap? Oh, he's lost it again. No, he lost it himself. Nothing to do with Sweet. I think Sweet's lost it himself then. So everyone's struggling. That's what we came in to see.
Yep, even the best of the best.
Well, there's our first penalty for tonight. Cameron Ross picking up a 5-second. So you'll see the Porsche looks like a massive handful every corner. Then we'll watch the BMW race afterwards. Completely opposite, but it's a little bit harder to extract the full pace out of the Beamer. You've really got to throw that thing. Oh, speaking of throw that thing, Ross nearly moments away from throwing this into the fence, I think.
And then Hermanto around the outside capitalises on the error.
He's in the pits. Pit entry is also very suspect.
Whoa!
Oh, I don't know. Is he under?
I don't know.
I don't know if his limiter was engaged. So, Alex, try not to be a steward right now.
The game has gotten very good at picking up your pit speeding nowadays as well, so it's really hard to get away with it.
And not scared to throw out a DQ as well. I've seen that increase.
Yeah, so now if you're doing any more than 100 on the entry, or you hold a higher speed, say 80 k's an hour all the way through, the game will disqualify you as soon as you hit that pit exit.
No mucking about. Looks like Derek Nagel's had a moment. This is quite a different livery. Discuss.
I like it. It's got a Melbourne Demons feel to it at the front. So if that is what that's all about, then all power to him, because they are the premiers. He can do whatever he wants with that. But then it's got this sort of, I was going to say, creamy yellow thing happening at the back there. I like it. And he's not gone overboard with the rims too. That goes back to Ultimate Locals question, which we'll get to shortly. Alex, your feelings on this one?
I mean, it's very, in my eyes, very South Australian, the red, yellow and blue.
Oh.
That's a good point. Speaking of South Australian and dodgy driving, aka
Where is the great man?
David McNulty. Cameron Ross has picked up a drive-through penalty, and that would have been for pit speeding. So he's come out first after all those. No, I'll take that back. Josh Hill's just jumped in. Thanks, timing sheet. You've never ceased to amaze me. So Cameron Ross will have a 10-second penalty for that. Where is Stefan?
Oh, speaking of Stefan, you
Stop
stop putting the camera on people.
Not everyone.
Cursey McCurse-boy.
Oh, if this is the signs of things
Gloves.
to come for tomorrow. Wow.
Gloves are off. The front of Stefan's Porsche looking a little unhappy there too. Not too shabby, but he's obviously had a bit of contact somewhere. But he'll be happy with P11 at the moment. Still yet to complete his pit stop, obviously.
So who's been the race winner so far this season? Who's been in form?
I think I want to say Floyd won Paul Ricard. It was actually a super close race between Floyd and Burst at Paul Ricard. It was like a last lap battle between those two. Who won is a great question. It was one of Burst or
Yeah,
Floyd.
I can't remember it either, but
It was that. That's how close it was.
fantastic watching those last few laps. Not just at the front as well. The whole top 10 were fairly close in groups, and it was just
All right, I found it.
fantastic to watch.
So Benny Floyd picked up the win at Paul Ricard over Lucas Burrs with Matty Lamb P3. Had 34 there. Jamie Conboy P33, mate. What happened?
I had a screen freeze and I absolutely murdered Cardillo as he was coming out of the pit lane. So I came across the start-finish straight and my screen froze and when it came back I went straight up the rear end of Cardillo and ended both of our races. So
That was nice.
out of embarrassment, I sort of joined the steward's box and watched the rest of the race from there.
Gave yourself a stop go and left it at that.
Basically, yeah. No, not my
It
finest
was a hell of a
moment,
hit, that's for sure.
Looking back at round one, split one, there was Lucas Burrs picking up the win from Sean Muller and Daryl Brady. Conboy, you were sixth there, much better effort.
I did enjoy Bathurst. As I said, love these cars. How about that from Sean Muller, though, just quietly? P2, he was very excited about that one when he came off track. And as you said, born in a Porsche is a great call. He absolutely loves this car. So good to see him up there in P11 enjoying himself. Only 4/10 behind Maddox. He'd be battling with him.
In split 2 for round 1, we had Corey Sweet take the win from Ben Floyd and Stephen Ty. I haven't seen Stephen Ty tonight, though.
Oh, we did
suspects.
two splits. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's how popular this series was. It kicked off with 2 splits there in Bathurst. Spot on.
So many DQs last night, that's correct. Jim's mowing us competition from these guys. Yeah,
Let's get to this. Let's get to this question from Ultimate Local. What do you prefer, alloy or full black or coloured rims?
Black. Oh, look. Are we talking on a race car?
Yes, like we are talking on a GT3 car or a Porsche Cup car, a race car
Black.
on ACs.
Black, most cases. What about you?
See, I don't mind coloured rims on your race car,
Thanks for joining us, Alex. No.
but it'll depend on the colour.
That's what I mean. It depends.
So obviously,
Does this car
these
work?
wheels,
Oh, Chad,
maybe not.
what has he written here with his team name? Mullick's Pineapple Pizza Go-Kart.
Nice one, Chad.
I've been stitched up.
He's done well there.
Oh, well, DQ for that, man. Currently sitting 14th is old Chatty.
But yeah, what makes a good coloured rim, Alex?
like firstly it's got to fit the livery, but generally the darker colours. Definitely nothing super bright, that's just probably a bit too out there. So I know, back in, I think it was season 1 for the Endurance series, we were running the Aston Martin with a deep red on the rims, with our red and silver livery.
Yeah,
I thought that was a move position. Apologies, but I think that was just a blue flag of Benny going through there.
There's a lot of colour out there. There's a lot of colour in those rims.
Yeah, well, I'm all for coloured rims as long as you said, they match the livery. But if you're putting bright yellow rims on a pink car, like some of the abominations we have come out sometimes, and yeah,
Hey,
no,
George.
that's not.
Yeah. Well, I'm a massive fan of like bronzy, goldy, magnesium coloured wheels IRL.
Hang on, hold your phone. This is for position, I reckon. This is Josh Hill having a crack at Bachtold down into turn 1. He's gone the over-under, and I reckon he's going to get that done. He was very interested on the way up the straight. He was right alongside, but he allowed Bachtold the corner into the first, and then got him with the over-under and completes it. Nice work there from Hill.
Both of them have pitted. Can get a top 10, those two gentlemen. Diabol's saying on a race car, colour rim 100%. No. But yeah, as I was saying, in a real life situation, I'm a big fan of bronze, magnesium, goldish rims on a dark car. I want to put them on mine actually, but also black rims don't work for as many cars in real life as you think. It's generally the silvery, chromy colours that you see. What do you think of white rims?
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, thanks.
Nah.
Yeah, if we're talking in real life cars, I agree with the black too. It's pretty hard to pull off black, either
got
matte
black on
or
mine.
shiny black. It just doesn't quite. Yeah, I'm probably just a straight alloy man for real life. I think.
Yeah,
Put
so
these in a
on my car I've got gunmetal grey, so pretty much an alloy-ish dark grey colour.
Mine are as black as the Ace of Spades, but it's got a nice little silver trim, which works well with the rest of the car. I think if they were just straight black without that silver, they wouldn't quite work. I like the white in the Alpha Tauri F1 car. Yeah, I think that scenario kind of does work, but I don't think I've seen a car in real life with white rims that I've gone, you know what, that works. I don't think I've seen that. White wall tyres look good. Yes, if the car's about 400 years old and in a shed.
That's because the Alpha Tower is the best livery in the game, which is why anything works on that.
In the game, or are we talking game, or are we talking in real life?
Oh, a bit of both.
Yeah.
As long as it's got Pierre Gasly in the driver's seat, you can do whatever you like.
Pierre.
Is this a move here?
Could be.
Rude. Trying to get one done on Richie, I reckon. Nearly had him in the last corner, but didn't quite get the drive out of there, so you have to be very brave to go around the outside of turn 1. Nice driving there from Richie, covering all the right lines. Oh, I'll tell you what,
Oh, he's
Rude
had
up
a
the
look.
inside. That's not
Bump
how
pass.
a move's done. A little bump pass there, so the stewards will have a look at that one. And that's unfortunately
Oh,
put Richie back into the path of Burst.
and then he
Richie
loses
did pretty
wheels.
well to hold on to the car, but Burst now all over him.
And that is someone you don't want to have all up your rear end.
Yeah, no thank you.
You're not wrong. It's just oh, that's not where you put your porridge, Chad. That's what you get for having that team name. Sorry, Chad. Love you, mate. Speaking of Benjamin Carood, so our brand new endurance series is kicking off in July, and we're currently taking team registrations. Now, with the registrations this season, well, for the next half of the 6 months of the year, we're taking team logo. So if you've got a team logo, we're going to start doing some bit more social media posts, a lot of more broadcast graphics. Carood's just sent his Rockets Evolved logo through, and it's
Ooh.
fucking amazing. It is so
Ooh.
funny. I can't wait to show everyone. I won't show it yet, but it gets my thumbs up. And I've also seen Race Ventura send their livery through today. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So there's
That's what we
some
wanna see.
brilliant liveries out there, and team logos kicking off. If you don't have a logo and you're Patreon, send me a message and I'll see if I can sort you out. Another question for us, question for the commentators. In terms of endurance racing, what's your honest preferred time length when participating?
Well, that's a pretty open-ended question because if it's like if
How
it's
many people
you
in
know,
your team?
yeah, and you know what track is it, and is it a mixed
What are
class
you
race?
driving?
Yeah, I think that's a.
I'll do it from a broadcaster point of view when you guys give your answers.
But I mean, look, the short answer is I prefer longer to shorter. So I'm happy that we're moving up to a 4-hour instead of a 3-hour. If you asked me if I was going to do a 24-hour or a 12-hour, I'd probably choose the 24-hour. I just like the need to be consistent over a long duration as opposed to being rapid right now. That's my kind of driving. So yeah, I'm probably leaning towards a longer style race.
I'm in the exact same boat. I prefer the really longer races. Yeah, it's just being that consistent, as well as if you've had a couple of mistakes, it doesn't mean it's the end of your race. You've got a chance to come back.
No, if you don't get positions in turn 1, Alex, on that one, it's pretty much wasted your time.
So
I
that's
like the
where I've been going wrong
camaraderie.
then.
The whole day is such an event too. Obviously with the stream that goes on and a lot of work goes into that. But just with your team, you got a team of 4. You're all on team speak together for the day. It feels like a real bonding exercise. It's so all that comes into it as well. So yeah, it's the big long ones for me. Phrasing.
For myself, as a broadcaster, I reckon that the 8-hour mark is like kind of the sweet spot. 24-hour broadcasts are very hard to do. And also you've got a massive lull during the race. So trying to keep that energy up for all the commentators, it's a bit of a nightmare. Speaking of nightmare, this looks like it's going to turn into one. Brady, nice little mid-pack battle here.
I don't know. He's got his flashes on. He was flashing the crap out of the car in front of me. I don't know if that's Cardillo or a blue flag. It's 992. I'm pretty sure that is Cardillo. So it's another one the stewards could potentially have a look at because you're not allowed to flash. Well, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, but I believe unless you're trying to pass someone under blue flags, you can't be flashing them like that.
No, they'll
That's
get a
correct.
warning.
So
Something's obviously
typically,
happened.
the race director will give them a warning, and most drivers you'll get one warning for the season, and after that they'll tend to start issuing penalties. But that'll vary a little bit from race director to race director, as well as series to series.
So, yeah, clearly he's got the pace on Cardillo, but Cardillo's well and truly entitled to defend his position, and he's putting the car in all the right places. And, yeah, Brady getting a little bit impatient, on that last lap. Got the flashes out, so if Cardillo wanted to, he could report that one, but they carry on for now. This is a good little battle, this.
So there was another car in that battle before. It was Ricky. He's the last one to pit, getting his mandatory stop in. And we've lost 3 cars so far now. We're down to 30 cars on track at 3 retirements. 599 is off after turn 1. Who is that? That is Cameron Ross.
Oh, around he goes.
Speaking of round and round. Oh, here we go. I told you it was going to kick off. I called it.
So that's been coming for a lap or two. We've been on board with Brady and Cardillo as they continue to battle. And as I said, Cardillo had that car in all the right places. And Brady not quite getting that overtake maneuver right. Goes straight at the back of him, turns him round. So, yeah, the stewards will be knocking on his door. But we also saw
burning their alcohol passes tonight.
They got the cabinet, get the top drawer.
No, don't get into it tonight. Save it for
Get
tomorrow.
keys.
Last
Yeah, we also saw a...
hungover doing tomorrow night.
Who was the purple livery that ran around? I wasn't sure who that was, but I think Cardillo was probably just coming off the gas to give that purple car room, and Brady wasn't ready for it. So
Josh Wiley.
Josh Wiley, another one of
our...
our debutants. Great effort from Josh if he brings this home. Just to bring it home. Even what's he going on with that ping? I don't know what he's doing there. Where's he from, Josh? Do you know?
He's in China.
All right, great
Living in
effort then.
China.
He's probably dealing with some VPN issues then, I guess. But that's a
Yeah.
great effort if he brings it home in his debut. That not an easy car, not an easy track. So great start from him.
We just lost another car. Had a moment and then left the server.
Yeah, we've had a bit of that this season as well. The rate of attrition for drivers who have participated has been pretty high. It's actually a pretty good race if there's only been 4 or 5 so far.
Well, especially in this car. Well, we might jump up ahead to the lead because it's a 2-horse race. Floyd versus Geelong. This has been going on for quite some time. Who are you putting your money on here?
I think Floyd's going to hold on.
Yeah, Geelong's a pretty clean driver and he doesn't really force the issue. He's very pacey and Floyd's a pretty good defender. So I think Geelong's just going to wait and pounce on a mistake or maybe use these blue flags as a bit of a buffer. About 8 minutes to go. Sweet is currently P3, 6 seconds further back. Could be, was that T-Mac? Number 8? Yes, it was.
Yeah, I'd agree with all that too. You gotta give it to the man who's put the numbers on the board so far. Floyd's been up the very, very pointy end so far this season. So yeah, my money on him holding on here too as well.
Fastest lap of the race, 25 dead by number 420, which is Lucas Burrs.
Crikey, that's quick.
It is best lap for these two. They've both done a 25.6. They're within 5 thousandths of each other's fastest laps, though. Very close here, and so go across the line. Less than a 10th difference in that lap. So we'll race to the finish. Crude P4, Steenkamp 6th. Hignett, Humanto, Brady, and Maddox, who's had a great little race here, up into the top 10.
Just love the downshifts in these cars. They get heavy on the brakes there coming up into turn 2 and couple down a couple of gears, and just a great sound.
Well, where are we off to next week for the Porsche Cup? Anyone know off the top of the head?
Nah, not off the top of my head.
Well, I've got no idea.
You could look like a hero then. I have to squeeze myself. Oh, that's wide.
Oh, that's pretty wide from Ryan. It's not the first time he's done that in the last couple of laps as we've been watching him.
This is the one I've been waiting for, the whole calendar. Spa in these cars.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Spa, Barcelona and Monza to finish us off here at the Porsche Cup.
So we did Paul Ricard. They topped out at Mistral at about 280, I believe. So another one of
Around
those
about
sorts of
that, yeah.
another one of those sorts of scenarios. A couple of cars getting into the slipstream up the straight there. But I wonder how they go through Eau Rouge and Radion. Are they flat? Are they dangerous? Obviously, again with no suspension options, they just got it's one to ponder on during the week. Looking forward to seeing how they go in practice.
The BMWs next week have Laguna Seca, and finishing off their season is Donington Park and Zolder.
Donny and Zolder are great tracks. I'm jealous I won't get to have a go at those two. I'd prefer these sort of tight tracks in these cars, I reckon, but most people like
In BMW.
the long one. Oh, sorry, I thought
Yes.
Zolder. No, okay, move on, carry on. Scratch me.
Yeah, Zolder's BMW, so is Donington and Laguna Seca.
That'd be fun too. That'd be fun to watch.
Oh,
for sure.
definitely.
I'd be tuning into that one.
I reckon the BMW can smash those curbs at Zolder. Left 9 will see some.
Oh, I
flying
imagine it probably
cars.
will, yeah.
Doesn't really notice them too much. First two circuits in the BMW were Zandvoort and Hungary. Hungary, one of my favourite circuits. Zandvoort, not so much.
Yeah, Hungary in the BMWs was a lot of fun. It's just really good over those curbs. The chicane you can just about straight line, and it does not care.
Johann's Porsche looking
That
That's
front end is not looking
not-
great.
Yeah, he's struggling to get that round. He's got Pomanto on the back of him. Pomanto, who was leading this race as he pulled the bend strat and stayed out as long as he possibly could. He's running up there in P1, so it's actually not Pomanto behind him. That's a blue flag there.
Yeah, Hamanto's about a day behind.
Yeah. So
Petty
the blue
Viney.
flagger now saying, hey, you know what? I reckon I can have that one.
Dustak. The dust.
Yeah. Ex-Kovacs teammates. Have we ever had an ex-Kovacs death? Is that a thing yet? We've got obviously plenty of Kovacs deaths.
I don't believe it has been a thing yet,
Would
because
that
there's
be a
not
brand
that
new
many
thing?
ex-Kovacs members.
Right. Could be an interesting watch for the next couple of minutes.
You're just trying to add spice there, JC.
Oh, I'd
Tone it down. I think being a lap down and having Johann's car look like it's been kicked in, I think they're pretty safe. Floydie and Duong still within a second. Floydie has it pretty sewn up. Adam Jarecki, Odyssey yellow. That is very yellow. Couldn't get any more yellow. Chasing down Cadillo. What are your thoughts on the white wheels with the yellow? It's a no from me.
No, it's an okay place to use white rims. I can't imagine.
Really?
white-
On a
Well,
bright
it's
car?
okay. I'm not giving you a yes. I don't like it. It's not.
Say
I
no
don't-
then.
I mean,
Say no then. Commit.
no, I like it. If you're
You
gonna go
don't
Odyssey
like you, so
yellow-
you are saying yes.
I tell you what, right? If you're going to be Odyssey yellow, you've got to have a yellow car.
Yes, you don't
And
need
if
the white
put
rims though.
black rims on that car,
yes.
I would. Nah, no
Yeah,
way.
I would get moist.
White is better than yellow on this occasion.
Firm disagree there. What about
Sorry,
you, Alex?
white is better than black, mate.
I'm not 100% on the white, no.
Oh, he's whipping his
I've
car
been
around.
I've been outnumbered, that's fine. he's pushing
No,
out.
everyone's allowed their opinion. You're just wrong.
Back at turn 3, car 281, I think it is.
Whoa, that's wide.
It's Ryan Duong, actually. Ryan's had an off as we watch this, just
Oh, wow,
quietly, and he's
P4.
fallen back through the field. But, yeah, that's a nice one from Jarecki.
Yeah, he's pulled over. I think he's out of this race. And returned to pits
He is.
and
yeah.
gone. That's him done. I have to watch that back.
So that was, as I said, at turn 3, and there's not a lot of close by walls there, so I wonder what's happened there.
Oh, the one up. Is this turn 3 you're talking about here?
Oh, Dankachu looks to be yellow flagged as well. What's happened there? Are these boys running out of fuel?
No.
Surely not.
No.
Lucas is now
No.
yellow flagged and he is falling back through the field a little bit, but he's carrying on, so he's not a petrol. He's not petrol.
Yeah, although there were a couple last week that ran out of fuel, so I think they're trying too hard to get every little thing out of it and just under
It's
fueling.
not worth it. It's just
I
not
don't
worth
get
it.
it.
You're just
Yeah.
not worth it.
Couple
You're
of
looking
litres
at,
extra,
you're talking about
surely.
tenths. I'd understand if it was like a hot lap or if it was a sprint race with prize money on the line, but yeah, we're all in a competitive field that have qualified for the event. So Jarecki
yeah.
now up into the top 10.
That knocks Ryan Geelong out off the podium, obviously, which leaves Floyd, Sweet, and Carood holding those positions. Carood's got that 5-second penalty,
Oh, it's
but I think he's
self-inflicted.
about 10 seconds clear, so... Down in turn 1. A little bit tail happy there. Oh, all right, okay, yeah. got all
That's
sorts of
massive. That's a big hit.
Yeah, look at that. Just got all sorts of crossed up. Oh, with only a couple of minutes to go too, that hurts. He'd done so well on his debut race to put himself in a position to be taking home the podium, but no, with just a couple of minutes to go. How close was this to a rejoin disaster?
Yeah, he's
that's
got
not,
nothing.
that car's not
Yeah,
turning.
snapped. That's not turning anytime soon. Who else did we say? We saw Lucas Burrs have something happen to him. Oh, okay, that's not out of fuel. Oh, that's out of produce.
Geelong and Burst, some of the best drivers in OOR having problems. You can see how tricky this car is. So glad they're only 45-minute races. Imagine doing an endurance race and being on the edge for that long. Ugh.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Oh no, there were 2 teams in the Bathurst 12-hour over the weekend that were in Porsche Cups.
Really?
Wow, good on them. That was in the rain too, wasn't it?
They had a bit of rain early on in the middle of the race, I think. Yeah, it was Craig Lowndes in one of those teams, and he was apparently loving driving that thing around there, so... Obviously, some people prefer it and others just aren't going to get on with it.
Well done, Benny Floyd. Picks up the win here for round 3 at Brands Hatch. Corey Sweet is going to come home in P2 after a very interesting race from a lot of the front runners. Carood, he'll pick up P3 even with the 5-second penalty.
Yep, he'll hang on to it.
He'll be very happy with that, I know that much.
Great drive.
Flashing his lights, ban him. Hignett, P4. No flag.
No flag. How did he manage that?
It's quite easy to do on the car chase on fire. Johan's going to come in 5th with that damaged, beat up Porsche. Should put straight into the skip bin. Amanto
That's
P6.
definitely quite an effort.
Brady P7. Lucas Burrs is going to cross the line with his banged up Porsche P8. Maddox P9 and Adam Jarecki is going to round out the top 10 for round 3.
Quality racing. We saw plenty of side-by-side battles. We had plenty of action. Poor old Matt Lamb. Where did he finish up? He got absolutely murdered in the first lap. Did he bring it home or did he send it home?
I think he's already at home having a beer. He's not on the circuit.
No, that's unfortunate.
T-Mac finished it off though. He's 25th. Bishop, who very unfortunate on that lap to collect the car that was parked on the side of the road. Geelong is... Nice view there, game. Thanks for showing me his car. Far out. So there we go. Okay, we won't look at his car then ever. Whatever. All right, so qualifying we saw Burst, Floyd, Sweet, the top 3. The race, it was Floyd, Sweet, Carood. Where did Carood qualify? 7th. It's a pretty good effort. Brady was 11th. Yeah, some good racing there. Quite
I think
early.
the key at this track was keeping the car on the track and keeping yourself out of trouble, and you were going to pick up a few positions and finish well.
Oh, definitely. I was wondering if anyone took the wrong Porsche car at one stage. Witchell stayed out there. Oh no, he left. So Witchell, Warren, Lamb, Ross, Hill. Looks like the drivers that left earlier. So quite some time until the BMW kicks off. We might just take a bit of a short break and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Thanks for joining me, Alex, and thanks for joining me, JC. Best of luck in your BMW race tonight, Alex.
I'll do my best to not die, but no promises.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you for having us, Mel. Very good to have you back. We'll enjoy watching these BMWs go around.
You certainly shall. I'll talk to you soon. And welcome to the commentary box, Jean-Pierre and Jesse for the first time in quite some time. How are we, gents?
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. We're going to take a 15-minute break, so go grab yourself another beverage, and we'll be back in 15. Welcome back. We are at a very squished video there. That is very interesting. We're off to Snetterton. G'day, JP. G'day, Jesse. How are we, legends?
G'day, my luck. I'm very well, thanks yourself.
Flying. How are you, Jesse?
I'm good, Mel.
Are you
Good. I was just seeing Carnage and just reminded me of Jeddah on Sunday.
No, that's well out of your mind now, mate. That was ages ago. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Plus,
I
you.
appreciated the compliment of owning up my own mistakes. Appreciated that.
Nah, it's all right, mate. I don't know if JP saw it.
I saw the clips, yeah, but it seems like Jesse paid for it already, so I think
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
good enough, right? That's,
If every safety car I get $100, then I'm in the right business.
all the lap times are going to slow by about 30 seconds as people try and avoid any accidents.
Yeah, that'll slow everyone down. But Snetterton in the BMW. I am looking forward to this. It's a nice little intimate field here of 17 cars. We've got a few stewards out there, so I'm going to try and curse them all night, best I can. Got a couple of Speedy Mike guys out there. Callum Gibbons setting the pace in practice 203. Pretty tight at the top. Have you guys had much experience in this car and or this circuit?
I've had experience in the circuit, but not the car.
Yeah, my first experience in this car was on the circuit, actually, when we did the Challenger pack.
Yeah.
So that was about it. And then I raced in a GT3 race here a little while ago, and it's honestly it's a shit track, but I love it. I really enjoy it. It has some corners that just piss you off, but it's actually really fun. It has some really interesting corners as well.
It's a love-hate relationship, what it sounds like.
Oh, it is, but he's right though. Like this track, it is garbage tier if you look at it. It is boring to look at. No elevation changes, but it does offer this section in particular is just absolutely, pardon my French, horse shit. But it offers up something different in some of these parts, and it's fun for some reason. I don't know why. I enjoyed the BMW around here, but.
Yeah, look, the BMW is a lot more fun around here than a GT3 car is.
Yeah, we did a Lamborghini race around here in the Hurricane, and that was eye-opening. But I think JC stitched everyone up with a really dodgy, horrible setup.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like something JC would do.
Yeah,
No.
typical JC setups.
And these corners look a lot bigger in this car. It's a pretty small little thing. You whip it around.
The heavy little thing.
So,
Yeah.
Talbot's making his debut for the series. He's currently sitting P3 in practice. Gibbons loves it. He loves this car. And I wanted to see Matty Lamb out there because he's very quick in it as well.
I think he's still recovering from a lap 1 murder or death on the previous race, I guess. So
Yeah, that was
maybe he's jumping out for now.
very unfortunate there. And I was spectating him at the time, so he's not going to be happy with that. As they rush out there for qualifying, can already see a livery that makes me quite ill. I'm going to guess that's Powley or Kidman. That's my guess.
It makes you ill. There's a good chance it's Mr. JLS's livery, because he does come up with some.
Has he?
Because he went to the John Sonnekus School of Livery Design, and he was one of the star pupils. So yeah, he comes up with some creations, that's for sure.
It's good to see, because we've got a team around this week, a bit of a theme, your favourite sports team, and Greenwich has brought it out here to the BMW Series with the Queensland Reds Rugby. What's rugby? I've never heard of rugby.
It's the fun sport that the men play.
No, it wasn't Ravenous. Sorry, Powley. Actually, not a bad livery from you there, mate. Tyre Tribe. MRT Chocky Milk. Oh, he's got an MRT livery out there. Chocky Milk, though. I don't know if I'll pay it. This guy has.
Well, it's not too offensive, at least. It's not nice, but it's not too offensive. The wheels might take it into offensive territory, though.
It looks like someone's taken that out the back of Ravenswood where I live and put it up on blocks and just spray painted it with cans from Kmart.
Love it.
Their kid spray painted it up to
Yeah.
where they could reach.
Oh, it is
There you go.
JLS. JLS.
Yeah.
That is offensive. Hope your
Yeah,
driver
I'm
backs it up.
And look at the wheels. The wheels always just pop it off on these ugly liveries, and that is definitely a
Oh,
very
jeez.
ugly cherry on top of a very ugly sundae.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in the endurance series with him. I'm definitely making sure he's not doing livery design.
Oh, you might be in trouble. I think.
Oh, jeez. John will overrule me for that. Make him do it.
Loving the speed.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah, I actually really like those colours. It works well. The template
That's it.
actually is nicest too.
Yeah, the layout that is not very nice. It looks like a crash test dummy car.
It does. Just needs a yellow helmet. Mr. Bushel.
Mr. Hamster himself. That's pretty sedate, I'd say.
First one to do a hot lap.
Do you reckon he's still running off the high of that podium in the endurance series?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's good that we have a chance to talk about this, Mo, because the fact that he's still pro-am.
Oh no, and Babby.
Yeah, how Babby got into pro-am, is some kind of a mystery, but Bushel is a pro-am champion, race winner, and now an endurance class podium sitter, and he's still a pro-am?
His time is limited in the Pro-Am section, I can tell you that. And Babby, if you're out there, I think he should be pro on the sprint series, but
Yeah, he is. Fortunately, Babby is at least in his relative class in the sprint series, but yeah, somehow they snuck under the radar into that little pro-am class in the endurance.
they did. I think there was an AM team that finished 7th or 8th on Saturday. They did well.
It's quite possible with the amount of people who died. Cough, cough. Not me. And pretty much everybody else was in the top 3 at some stage. So yeah, it was quite an interesting race as well.
Next one's at Mount Penny, I think.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade over Spa, fortunately.
Oh yeah, you're not a Spa fan, are you?
Ooh, no, not at all.
Well, not in the track sense.
He shows his disgust in the Kovacs TeamSpeak.
I could imagine. Well, Mount Panorama next week or next round, and then the new series will be kicking off, and there'll be a few new ones cropping up, I would imagine, in the last 6 races of the year. Just fingers crossed that sometime they announce this DLC so we can get a bit of an idea of where we're going to slot them in and what tracks there are.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, there's been a lot of speculation and rumors and that, but I mean, Circuit of the Americas will already be a very good addition.
Yeah.
So yeah, even if it's just that and 1 or 2 other tracks, I think it's already a positive.
Oh, any additions are positive. I'll be disappointed though if it's only 2 or 3. But it's been so long since we've had a decent track pack. Yeah, not so much speculation on what those tracks will be, because there's quite a few options that the SRO run over in America. So we could have Watkins Glen, Road America, Sonoma. Do we get Sebring? Who knows? But at least we know Codas are definite, because we've seen screenshots.
Surely Watkins Glen gets put in there as well.
Oh, who would know?
I mean, Watkins would be a nice addition.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
fantastic track as well.
I don't mind Road America either. See, Indianapolis was used at some stage. The Daytona Road Course was used at some stage over there. I'm not sure what I think about those two, especially for an endurance race, but I think at this stage we'll take any tracks.
Yeah, Indy course.
I would take Simmons Plains from Launceston, Tasmania at the moment, and that thing's about a 40-second lap in an F1 car, if it would be.
Get the bend in there.
Well, that'll be a fun for an endurance when you do 1,200 laps in an 8-hour race or something.
Oh, that hairpin. No.
But it'll be interesting to see whether there's some European tracks coming anytime soon as well. With, I mean, Hockenheimring now being added to the calendar, Magny-Cours and Valencia. Those are 3.
Well, apparently they've already done Magny-Cours at some stage. They've already done the laser scan. They've already done lots of the work in the game. There's just a because of COVID, they could only really get Imola out of the. I don't know if that was to do with licensing or was to do with they hadn't quite finished off the sponsor stuff. Who knows? But they've got the data for Magny-Cours, so I'd take that track as well.
I am not actually very familiar with Magny-Cours, so I haven't seen a race there in a very long time.
Yep.
But I've heard it's a fairly decent track as well. So, as you said, any track is a good addition at this stage, really.
Yeah, I'll take Rainbow Road, CC at this stage. But yeah, fingers crossed. There's an event on the 4th of July, which is a very famous date in American history. So I reckon they might announce something around that time, which is not too far away. There's Talbot, 203.6, 1/10 back from Mr. Gibbons. Now, who's our money on tonight?
I mean, Gibbo's been dominating.
Oh, he loves this car.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It's a bit hard to look past him.
I mean, if everybody's going to bet on Gibbons, then somebody needs to go against the odds. And I'll say
throw Yoda in
Jacobs.
there. I was going to
Say
say,
Jacobs,
throw
yeah.
Yoda in there. It's a bit of fun.
Yoda, yeah, Yoda.
Weatherburn, you can throw one in there, but
Well,
yeah,
I'll take Talbot then on debut.
it's a fair
Alright.
shot. It's a fair shot.
I'll take Talbot. So Talbot and Jacobs are teammates in their endurance team for Speedy Mike.
I remember trying to chase Jacobs down in the Bathurst 12 hours and failing. So yeah, I want some vindication by him winning a race. So I don't feel so bad about not being able to catch him.
Yeah, he's quite speedy. I reckon. Oh, Matty Powell up in P5. Good to see.
Ooh, look out.
I want to see some steward on steward carnage. I think we all want to see it. I want to see some stop-go 30s.
Well, we were just discussing this in the Kovacs chat. Is if two stewards hit each other, who gets the penalty? And my point was just the car ahead of them, basically, because the stewards won't penalise themselves, obviously. So somebody else has to take fault.
Yeah.
Let's make him fight it out.
Maybe we get JC live stewarding from in the car, because he's our race director for the BMW series. So JC, if you're listening, mate, jump in the car, go out there and just do your thing. But not
He jump in like in a faster car, like a GT3 car, and he can punish the
GT3 M4. Yep. Yep. No penalties. You just get taken out by the M4. JLS. Why am I even watching this car? That doesn't deserve any airtime. That's better.
Is that?
Definitely better, mate.
Okay, it is, but it's not that big of an upgrade. I mean, there's definitely bigger upgrades out there.
I've seen better looking things in my loo than that car right there.
They were probably the
Whoa,
same
Curdy
colour.
Moss.
Ooh, no saving. Oh, missed the wall at least, so that's good.
There was a massive spin. No, it's not funny.
No.
Gibbons P2. Jacobs has gone up to P1. Who had Jacobs? Is it you, JP?
JP.
Yep,
we
yeah,
go.
no, that's my fault.
Throwing down the gauntlet. Talbot's done. He's in the pits. Gibbon is on a hot lap. And
Bushel
he's
P5,
down.
by the way.
Yeah.
Mark is in a rich vein of form.
Jacob's still on the lap as well, so he might still improve if Gibbo manages to improve. So this could go down to the wire.
Yeah, Gibbon's currently a 10th back on his Delta. I'm not sure what this section was like last time round. 40. Yeah, no. Sector 3 was actually one of his best sectors. Oh, hang on. No, he's gone. He's going to pull in the pits.
Giving up.
Matthew Herod, P9. Does he improve? He will. P4.
P4, nice lap. Great timing on that. Kidman will be looking to move up the field a little bit from P10 as well.
Great little lap there from Herod. Kidman is
Out of
currently...
nowhere as well, yeah.
Yeah, out of nowhere. 9/10 that lap.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good
is this
work.
why? That is some understeer city. A bit too throttle happy and bang straight over to the race. Can you confirm, has the Sprint Series been having short formation laps? Or long?
Long?
Okay, sweet. It must be another series someone was talking about. Cool. Yeah, we might increase the lap length or the formation lap length in this series as well to long, just to give it more time to warm the tyres up.
To be honest, I don't think a long lap makes any difference on these cars. These tires take about 9.5 laps to get any dent into them, really. So
True, maybe Porsches it won't, but yeah, this car definitely not. You don't even need tyre warmth in this car. Big
yeah,
Lottie
it's
go-kart.
basically fast road tires.
Yep.
But yeah, there we have it. There's your grid. Sean Jacobs,
I
P1.
really like that livery. I'm a massive fan.
That's very nice.
I'm digging it.
Herod's livery isn't too bad either. The
450 is
golden-
alright as well. Heads.
yeah,
That blue reminds me of like a BMW road car, like a real one. That blue
I'm getting
there.
Aussie racing car vibes from these cars. I don't know why.
Way
Makes
too
us see them
big.
on the weekend.
Way too big. The ARCs, I'd love to race one of those. I think they're about 20k to get one fully set up. I think. Small little
They
things.
were good to watch at the 12 hour.
Yeah.
Got a good incident. Got a good incident at the elbow. I put in the steward chat.
30 seconds.
Megan was not happy.
Is it about holding your brakes? That one?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen the incident, but I've heard the reaction to it.
20 seconds.
This is a track you don't really have a chance to hold your brakes because you're going to be on the grass anyway. And you've
yeah,
got
it's one of those tracks where when you're off and you start sliding, you just sort of hold on a little bit and
Yeah.
wait until you eventually slow down.
Just hope and pray.
What's the best Aussie breakfast you've had in your life?
Vegemite on toast?
I mean,
Uh,
sure. I'll run Vegemite on toast.
They've said
How much
Aussie
veg-
breakfast. I don't
How
know.
much Vegemite though? Is
Oh, you don't have too much, but you don't have not enough. The smear's going to be
Sure.
perfect. You got to have butter.
Surely you need some cheese as well.
If it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah, lunchtime. Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty much the only Aussie breakfast I've had. So
I don't know what else is Aussie. Is bacon and eggs an Aussie thing? I really, really doubt it.
Surely.
that's a world thing, I would
Yes,
say.
it
Really.
is.
Bacon, egg sausages, like the big breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if that was Australian.
All right.
Mixed grill with baked beans on rice, says JC.
Speaking of breaking some eggs, let's get this race going.
All right. I might call the start, get myself ready for tomorrow's sprint.
Green light.
17 cars, fairly even start. You don't really see too much going on early on in these things. You can go pretty hardcore wheel to wheel. As you can see, 2x2x2. An interesting corner if you get it wrong. You can carry a lot more speed, but you need those tyres to warm up. Otherwise, you're just going to understeer off track. And there we go. 17 cars are going to make it down to turn 2 to the first hairpin. So far, they've sorted themselves out nicely. Hopefully JLS's car has stripped its paint during that break.
No, it's still there.
It's still there, damn. Go on board with Lee Perkins. I do enjoy this section of the track, but you can severely get it wrong, and you don't want someone to throw it down the inside here because the camber feels a bit off at times. You can see they're settling down into single file already. Sector 3 is where we'll see the damage. It's not an easy sector. Oh, that car unloaded its suspension. So Jacobs has started nicely. He's capitalised on his pole position. He's up P1, Gibbons P2, Talbot P3, Rod P4. Top 5 unchanged. Pretty sure the top 10 nearly unchanged. And that, you don't want to get on the throttle too early there, run wide. And as you can see, he lost a lot of time to the car ahead. We'll go
On
back up
ball,
front.
there's usually a bit of a dramas, but
This is the interesting section. Honestly, not too bad in this car. Gibbons gets a bit wobbly. Should be able to take this flat. You're asking a lot of the tyres here, especially in these first couple of laps when they're cold. Rod is looking pacey right behind. He's not going to throw it, is he? Oh, he's thinking
He might.
about it.
No,
Good
maybe
decision. Not a great corner because that's very sharp, and he's hit that sausage. He gets thrown off on the outside of the corner.
it's such an awkward braking zone as well. It's very easy
Oh,
to
it
make
is.
contact there.
It's horrific. Go on board with Bushell. P5, fresh off his podium in the Endurance Series. Bushel. That's wide.
That's a bit wide. Pulls it up there. Nicely done. I must admit that is a lot cleaner than I expected. This is quite a tricky track, especially on a car with colder tires and stuff like that. But
Because of the
really well
smaller
managed.
grid, like we've got 39 registered for this series, and because of the smaller grid, I reckon it's these 17 drivers that have done the practice. Oh no, that is wow.
Oh, he held it. Well done.
Squeezed. It's just got too much of a run on there. Not much Matty could do. And Bush was gone deep
Deep,
and
I-
lost his position.
Very deep.
Oh
I think he's trying to get his pro-am status back.
no, that's gone, mate. You're not getting that back, no matter how much you contribute. You're too quick. So he's dropped down to P8 there. Matty Powell, one of our rookie admins, does a fantastic job. He's sitting in P9. Rookies now get to steward him. I don't like that corner. I don't know what something about it. Wow, that is.
So
That was a
slippery.
lot of steering.
My wrist snapped watching that.
It's a similar corner to basically No Name at Spa, where it's a fairly innocuous
Yeah,
angle,
that's a
but
good
it's
one.
just so slippery.
Slippery, and you want to get on the throttle a lot sooner, but actually being a bit patient is quicker.
Hamster Bushel is taking some fairly creative lines here at the moment. So
Yes, he must have heard us talking about the pro.
It's like, look, I drive like a pro-am. Oh, I will make many mistakes.
You gotta hit this sausage very hard, Bushel. No, you missed it and gone deep.
That's why again. The one nice thing about these cars is they take the grass without too much dramas in most cases, so
Yeah.
running a bit wide isn't too much of a detriment. Looks like Talbot is very close to Gibbons as well. They're going into T1.
That's wide again from Harrod.
Harrod?
He's looking a bit.
So he
Down
got
the
excited
fire.
for the first few laps, and he's just
So what do we say? Jason Gowers is saying farmers unit and a potato cake for breakfast. We had the first bit right.
What is a potato cake exactly?
Sliced up potato in batter. Is it batter or is it? Yeah, pretty much. Some people call them a potato scallop. Most people are
yeah. I was
wrong.
about to say. I was
They're
like,
wrong.
lost
They're
it.
incorrect. Scallop is a scallop.
That's why you call it potato scallop.
What do I? Cereal. Who eats cereal?
Love
There's a-
cereal.
There's
what's your
Cocoa
favourite?
Pops. There's Wheat Bix in there. I can see
My
for the people.
favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon toast. Wow. Speaking of crunch, that was close. Kurt Moss just staying out of the back of that awful looking car by this guy. Too worried about sharing his name and that livery. JLS, you should have done the similar thing, mate.
The other guy.
The other guy. Iced coffee in the morning. What do you mean? That's the best time to have it. No, sorry, I lie. Every time's a good time to have it. As Weatherburn gets a lot of curb there. Favorite? As a kid, I used to eat Sultana brand or Wheat Bix. Both.
I mean,
or-
Wheat Bix growing up was
I was
amazing.
Wheat Bix or cornflakes.
Yeah, cornflakes. I've got Crunchy Nut at the moment. That's the one, and this other mini box.
One with the honey on.
Yeah, the one with the honey on it.
Yeah, that's really good. I used to love Frosties, but the honey nut has overtaken Frosties
Yep.
as the sweet one. But
Thank you, Megan, for backing us up there.
No,
Scallop
scallop. No,
potatoes?
it's not scallop. If you ask for a scallop potato, you're going to get actual scallops in a potato. Jack Grant
Oh,
loves the
I
smell
love
of race fuel in the morning. Don't know where you live, but if that's what you're smelling in the morning, I think you might need to head to the doctor. G'day, Jan. How are we? We've got your second favourite grandson, Callum Gibbons, in P2. Being hunted down by Talbot. Jacobs has got a nice little break on him. But I'm watching this battle at the moment. 4 or 5 cars really close together. Terry Douglas says Frosties is like breakfast cocaine. Absolute race fuel. Love it.
The problem with most of the sugary cereals are you have a massive bowl of them, and an hour later you're hungry again
Yeah.
because it's just like simple carbs basically.
Exactly.
So it's very tasty, but yeah, you need to eat like a whole box for breakfast basically.
Yeah. So breakfast at Terry's house soon. It sounds very interesting.
Diabol's eating crunchy maple oats with pecans in them with yogurt.
Wow, Diabols. He's going all out. So we've still got 17. Kidman's obviously had an off somewhere. Jacobs.
Jason's throwing out, he's throwing out facts.
I love
So
it.
yeah,
That's
It's begun.
So another question, whilst we mentioned seafood, if you were to have oysters, how do you have them? There's only one correct answer.
Never.
No. If you do have
It'd be Mornay, if anything.
Mornay? I'm waiting for the word. Someone's going to say, if you have oysters, how are you going to have them?
raw.
It's not Kilpatrick, is it?
It is.
Nah.
Kilpatrick.
Fresh and vinegar from Nathan.
Yeah, fresh. A little bit of Tabasco, a little bit of deep fried onions.
I love
a
it.
little
I
bit of
just
lemon
love
juice.
Worcestershire sauce. That's just perfect with a bit of bacon. There's a
I
great
love
way to
it,
have it
but-
with vodka. You can have it with vodka and something else.
Putting bacon on it is basically cheating because
Oh.
I mean, you put bacon on anything. You put bacon on a car tire, and I'll give it a good go. It's just
No, that's the point. I love oysters. I'm not a huge oyster fan, but if they were Kilpatrick, I'd
bit of
eat
contact.
dozens.
If I was going to do
right.
a Kilpatrick, well, I think I would regardless, but I'd give it a crack.
I
I do
Oh,
like Worcestershire sauce.
that's a send.
Jeez.
send. Ooh.
I don't even think he meant to do that. He's got
No.
caught under brakes.
I think he's giving it back anyway.
Yeah, nice,
Very nice.
nice fair racing there.
It is one of the
Shooters there,
good
that's
things
one thing I love,
about
Sean.
these cars as well. You can make those little side by side bumps don't just
Make-
magically turn them around.
Yep. Ooh, that's greedy. Lime juice only. Oh, I'm glad Megan D's got some decent taste buds. So I've gone out and I've ordered a dozen oyster Kilpatrick before. If it's at a restaurant I'm at, and the missus always
Your
wants
poor
one.
missus. Yeah.
Oh, she always wants one, and then it wants 3. I'm like, can I just order you some, and then I'll have my 12? Is that all right? But I'm
That's a
sure
typical woman.
I
thing,
mean,
isn't it?
that's a woman thing.
It's a woman thing.
I don't want any chips. I don't want any
No
chips.
fries.
No fries. And then she's munging into them. Yeah, that's great. That's
I'll have 1 or 2 of yours. Yeah.
Turns into the whole meal.
Nah, I think we've all been there. What's the best seafood, hands down? Oh,
Ooh.
I would have said prawns many years ago, but I'm not sure now.
Depends a lot on how it's prepared and,
Yeah, and
where,
where
it's
from.
from as well.
Yeah.
Like if it's proper
Alice Springs?
Hokkaido scallops, then Hokkaido scallops. If it's other seafood, then prawns.
Yeah, if you're in Alice Springs and you're ordering seafood, you've probably got big issues. Moreton Bay bugs all day. Oh, Sean is a man of quality. Born in a Porsche and has great taste.
Barracuda, don't at me, says John.
Yep, barracuda is pretty plentiful around here, so you get a lot of fresh barracuda and.
I can't go past a good barra.
restaurants.
Typical Aussie coming out at me there.
Don't chew, just suck them down. Yeah, that's what she said, I guess. No?
I remember being offered fresh oysters once.
Salmon? Yep. Thank you, Megan. No, great taste there. Salmon is awesome.
Oh, I'm going to have to disagree. I'm going to have to say, if I have it's sashimi, tuna sashimi is shits all over salmon. That's my
Nah,
preference.
disagree. I really don't like tuna sashimi.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like
Just-
I'm missing out. I haven't had I can't even word.
Snook,
That thing.
Snook is amazing. I'm not sure what it is in English. It's quite a long flatfish that's quite common in South Africa. And you make it on a barbecue with like a peach jam marinade, and it's just amazing.
Sounds nice. Nothing beats fried goldfish.
Can't say that I've had that.
If someone's had goldfish here, can you please let me know so I can ban them? Oh dear.
Garfish, Jason.
Garfish.
All right.
Linguistic.
Is that what pirates eat? Arr, fish.
Oh, Sand Easy. Settle down. Settle down, Sand Easy.
Don't think a JC wound up.
Yeah, confit. I rate salmon, but I don't rate just like fresh grilled salmon, like confit salmon or cured salmon, salmon gravla, something like that. That's nice, but just plain salmon is pretty boring.
King George Whiting from Sean as well. Beautiful.
Oh, deep. Sorry,
very
this
wide.
guy's gone very deep. Yoda picks up a place, moves up to P6. There's also you can see that John Stockton has picked up a 10-second penalty. I'm not sure what incident lap number that was, but he's the first one on the board. Alex Eime down as 16th. In the comms box, it's put the mockers on him and he's obviously had a moment somewhere.
Discussion is making Ultimate Local hungry. He's the one who
He
brought it on.
started it, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you cook your steak? What's the level of cook for everybody? If anybody says well done, then they get banned.
Oh, definitely get banned. Or if raw, they get banned. Or rare. I will say
Medium?
medium raw. Medium rare, sorry. Medium rare.
Medium raw.
It depends. It depends which restaurant you're at, though, because some people's variations of medium rare is a lot different. Well, some people's medium's like well cooked. So I'm going to say medium rare from a good restaurant.
Yeah, I'll say blue steak. I've seen people eat it. I just
Nah, disgusting. You do that, you're
No.
dead to me.
I've had it and I was absolutely disgusted.
If I want my cow to moo, I would go into a paddock.
So I've got cows on the farm here, so if I want some steak, I'll just get blue steak. I'll just go do that.
Just bite one of them on the buckets.
Yep.
Yeah,
it
depends
does
on the
depend on
cut
the
is a
cut.
good point as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's anybody. My mom eats steak. It's not well done. It's like congratulations. It's just so far cooked. It's not even nice.
That's
Shay
like
used to
my
love it
partner's
blue,
dad.
but he got sick from it once. That's all. That's what happens.
You're asking for it. You don't sear it properly.
Oh, our cooking stream when? I don't know.
Oh, I could do one on my own channel.
Miles Cooking Adventures.
I'll eat it. It's just in the race. Gibbons, oh, that's deep there from 113. Matty Power. Gibbons is just slowly clawing back the lead from Jacobs and has extended a bit of a gap now to Talbot. And Talbot's got a bit of a break to Rod. So those front runners are just starting to pull away.
I think that the gaps between the front runners is in that range of a poor pit stop could affect that. So
Yeah.
it'll be very important to nail the pit stops. Yeah, it's quite a tricky pit entry as well.
I'm hungry now. Bloody oath.
Yeah, it's,
Diabols. Oh jeez.
I can't believe Diabols remembers that. I don't know if anyone's ever burnt themselves with a watermelon, but it happened once.
what exactly is
How
a
did you manage that?
watermelon?
A watermelon. it's a
Is
watermelon.
that German for watermelon or watermelon?
Watermelon. Basically, I bought. It was my friend Mitch's birthday, and we're doing an F1 stream, and I bought a full packet of those sparklers that you put in cakes.
Oh, yep.
And I bought a packet of those, and I put the whole lot in a watermelon because he doesn't like sweet things. And I lit them all, and I had it in front of him. We're doing the stream, and it went everywhere. It burnt through my top, burnt through my desk and my floor, and it was all live on stream. There's no
You buy sparklers or fucking dynamite? What is
Yeah,
It's
no.
not supposed to be that aggressive.
I don't know. I've still got the shirt. It was one of my PAX shirts when I went to PAX in 2019. So quite funny, quite painful too. But Diabols remembers that. That's the cooking stream that you'd want to watch though, Diabols, if there's a chance of a fire.
There's a YouTube channel called First We Feast, and they do a burger show with like a burger historian in America, and he's he's very interesting, but he always burns himself or he drops stuff and stuff like that. It's so entertaining to watch.
I think I've heard of that channel. I'll just check it out again.
They do the hot wings, don't they?
Yeah, they do hot ones.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they-
That's the one,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Do that for a stream.
Hot things.
Yeah.
I'd have to have more
Gets-
than one person.
Oh, JC will be in there. Make sure you bring your iced coffees as well. And milks.
Definitely. I'll still battle here for 15th, 14th, 15th with us.
I travel down to do that because I'm good with spice, but if it gets too hot, I'm in trouble.
Too hot is just a waste of time. You don't see what the flavour is. I don't like Vindaloos. I like my hot spicy stuff, but I don't. There's a limit, I think, for everybody. For a couple of my family members, the limit's pepper. Weak.
What?
Weak. I'll stir them up.
We need to make a bet where if Mole loses, he has to have a ghost pepper on stream on camera.
Oh,
You'd be calling bloody 000, I reckon, not long after that.
I don't think they taste very nice. They just absolutely kill you.
the last dab of Apollo sauce is genuinely really tasty, but apparently sets you on fire.
Yeah, that's what I've.
Yeah.
It's like they have number 8, which is the bomb, which I've tried, which is really spicy, but it's literally just spicy. It doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, it's the spice, yeah.
So I don't understand
It's
the
not
point.
great.
It's literally just like basically it's middle finger in a bottle. So yeah, it has to taste good, as Mal said. Yeah.
Maybe that could be a challenge, you know, everyone sends in clips of themselves eating something hot. It won't be me. I might throw a jalapeno in there or a habanero. Your wife's
My
watching
wife can.
MasterChef. Maybe I should recommend this instead. Definitely. Why are you watching MasterChef when you could be watching this? There's a race going on, but it's interrupting our conversation about food.
It's a good backdrop to a food conversation. That's right. That might be a warning. So yeah, Gibbons. Sorry, go ahead.
There you go.
No, Gibbons has lost another half a second or so from
Yeah.
Jacobs again. So maybe Jacobs just had a poor lap or managing the gap, but I think they're settling in and just waiting for the pit stops to roll around at the moment.
His fastest lap, 203.3 by Jacobs. Gibbons has done at 203.5. So they're the two fastest on track, and the only two that have been into the 203s. Pit entry is going to play a big ball. There's another 7/10 he's just taken out of him. Mistake somewhere from our SJ.
Must be, yeah.
Who's going to bite the bullet first at pit?
So the thing about these cars are they don't use much fuel, and they're pretty long, or they go pretty well on tires.
Yep.
So I don't think that the tire fuel impact is very pronounced.
Gibbons is
Gibbons
in.
diving in.
It goes in. Here we go.
Oh, very timid entry. Played it safe there. I'd imagine that's exactly what Jacobs will do when he comes in. Here we go. Hive of activity. Everyone's very cautious coming through pit. You don't blame them. So Jacobs leads the way still. I reckon he'll come on in this lap. I don't know what the undercut's like here in these cars. As you were saying, that they don't really smash the tyres too hard.
They don't, but the undercut in these cars generally is a little bit stronger than the overcut, just because you get the tires up to temp and you get that while the leader's on his out lap, you have that overspeed. So it's a good opportunity to maybe generate an overtake.
Yep. We'll keep an eye here on Jacobs. Kidman. Oh man, Kidman must be
Oh,
in the
what a
worst
view.
spot. Oh no. I don't, his team
There's-
name's Bulldozer. You should do exactly that. As Stockton. Oh, watch the entry. Oh, you can see that coming. You can see that coming, and Kidman has got away scot clean there. Oh, actually, I take that back. The front of that car looks cooked. But either way, he doesn't have to look at that shitty livery anymore.
Jason will not be impressed with that at all.
Yeah, no, it's not the best rejoin we've seen. But yeah, I guess awareness plays a role.
Oh no. Oh, he's stuck behind him again. I reckon he's got that damage. He's wreaking a bit of havoc with lap
We are
times for
halfway
Kidney.
mark. Keep pushing.
Here's a question. Do you want to be behind him and see the pink, or be ahead of him and see the brown?
Neither.
Yeah,
In
that's
front
not
of
an
him.
option.
In front of him because I could just not look at my mirrors.
Yeah, I'll run with that.
Yeah, but you know there's a brown car behind
You
you.
do,
when
you
you're
do.
not in it.
You just got to be very strong-willed and not look. So Jacobs is in. Didn't
Where
quite
is
see.
Gibbo?
Gibbo.
Gibbo's still coming into bunghole at the moment.
Love that name.
It just makes me think of Beavis and Butthead.
Bunghole.
Something.
I need TP for my bunghole.
Yeah.
What a classic show.
Apparently they're bringing it back as well.
Oh, they really?
New movie coming out, I think. Jacobs is still stationary. Gibbo coming up to the final corner. This is going to be fairly close.
Yeah.
Jacobs is moving. So I think Jacobs has him on position. No, it might be.
Is that him?
Here
He's
comes
got him.
Gibbo. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
him.
Gibbo's got him. There we go. The undercut.
That's that.
He's worked a treat.
And of course, as mentioned, Gibbo's tires are now up to 10 or closer to 10, and Jacob still needs a lap to
Get him ready.
get some temp into them.
Sorted.
Well played, good sir.
Jacobs is showing the pace so far overall. Gibbons is obviously we've seen as well in practice. So hopefully this could be a nice little battle for the last 10 minutes. Talbot stayed out, Harrod stayed out, Moss is still out. Got a few in the pits. Got Stockton serving his 10-second.
So either Jacobs may have had a poor pit stop or just a slow in lap or something.
I just missed the
yeah.
entry to the pits. He might have just had a moment there briefly. Just Talbot pit, surely. Surely, yep. There's a good view of the entry. So it's just a very British pit entry. And Matthew has stayed out, sorry. Moss is in. Powley's in. Krenich is not quite close enough to the pits. And JLS is just doing a little parade lap in this abomination. How do you let him stay in Kovacs with that type of stuff?
He was in there before me. I'm not allowed to be outside.
I'm the youngest member, probably, so I can't.
It's just the wheels that just really just triggers me.
That's my team.
Don't even brake, JLS. Straight in. No, he's nailed it. So the gap to the provisional leaders in Gibbons and Jacobs is 2 seconds. 20 minutes to go. Plenty of time for that to swap around though.
We've seen quite a few little mistakes here and there from pretty much everybody. It looks like Talbot has got Jacobs. Yep. Is that Talbot up ahead?
Yeah, he's got behind him. What it looks like
Must
on
have
the
had a
leaderboard.
Hang
terrible
on.
pit stop there.
Was Jacobs leading?
Yeah, he was.
And
Yeah.
he's third now. What the hell's happened there?
No, that's Gibbo ahead of him on track. So that's just
Okay,
basically
yeah,
it's-
I'm with it. Now it makes sense. I keep getting Jacobs and Talbot confused.
Yes, JC, the Beamer does have a pit limiter up to second gear, so
Yep.
because it only does about 4 kilometers an hour in first gear, so it needs that extra little bit of
That's so true.
leeway.
So yes, it is M2 specific. I
Yes.
can't get words going tonight.
It happens.
John saying there's a bump in the pit box lane that apparently sent Bushel over by 5 meters. Maybe something similar happened to Jacobs.
The pro strat by Hamster.
Yeah, that's the pro am coming out. No, I'm pro. I missed my pit box. Look, I'm not that good. So nobody's falling for it, so you might as well just give up. Alright, and Greenwich still staying out. Not
Yeah,
sure.
no.
As we say, Bender Strats pit really, really late and hope for a safety car, which is not going to come. Safety car is in the shed, already off to round 4 circuit.
What car can you use for a safety car here? Because nothing is slower than this thing on ACC, so you just use a GT3 car in reverse, or
yeah, there wouldn't be a slower car, would there? Maybe we go the opposite way and just put the Ferrari Challenger car out there. With its
and it goes
7 gears.
goes flat out, and they have to try and keep up. Good luck.
It laps them.
Yeah, that Ferrari is. I would not want to drive that thing on this track because
Oh,
anything that is not straight, it doesn't know what to do. It just like gets confused.
well,
Sad.
you did that race at Alton Park, didn't you? When we first the contact? Yeah, that was crazy.
It was so much fun, though.
It was
It was honestly so much fun.
I was so sore afterwards. That car is a handful.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like driving on a wet track with a GT3 car without traction control. Basically, it's like, oh, you have grip. No, you don't. Yes, you do. No, you don't. It's like the car is just so confused in terms of traction.
And constantly upshifting. Like the gears are so quick, like a bloody motorbike.
Yeah, at Alton we didn't use below third gear basically for the whole track. So
I learned that easy, all the hard way. Livery of the night? Oh, I know who's not in that voting.
Come on, Mol. I guess Mol is voting for the Speedy White one.
Yep. Big fan of Talbots.
Any of the Porsches stick out?
I love Burz's livery. I really like
Oh, there's a heap of the
the
Porsche.
shade of
Porsche
them.
looks good in any colour.
I think it was more the team names I was looking at.
Oh, I think Chad wins that one, I think.
Oh, that feels
And
glorious.
his karma bus that hit him afterwards.
Is that Malak Pitt's pineapple delivery?
Yeah,
Not order.
that's funny. Oh, the Ginetta might be slower. That's a good point there, Megan.
No, it's not.
In a straight line or acceleration-wise?
On a lap time, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Ginetta is fairly competitive with the rest of the GT4s, unless there's a long straight, in which case it suffers. But
Yeah. Oh, that is Chad in chat. Yeah, I saw that, mate. And I saw your spin as well. I had a bit of a giggle. Nah, but that was good effort. Jacobs
brought
is
this
taking
cut down to
yeah.
1.6. Yeah.
That's another 5/10. So these last 10 minutes could be a two-way battle. Would you like a new team name, mate? You can do whatever you like within reason. I have to add the within reason there because some people just love taking it too far. I'll go on board with Jacobs. Chad, aren't you meant to be racing in this as well? Haven't you signed up to this series? Or was that too much British for you tonight with Brands Hatch? I knew this would be a little bit of a dip in attendance for this track because not everyone has the British GT pack. And not many people do Snetterton because we don't really run it in any series, much to my dismay.
Yeah, it's honestly a shame, actually. It's actually a fun track to race on, really. It's frustrating, but it's a fun racetrack.
It is.
When we had our GT3 race here, it was like through practice I hated it, and then at qualifying I was okay, and then as the race progressed, I actually started liking it towards the end. So it's like it grows on you if you do enough of it.
Great. As he gets his gap to 1.5. Chad's saying yes, he's meant to race, but his missus hates the noise from him racing late at night. Well, did you know we have our earplugs? I can send you a pair. It comes with a bottle of chloroform and a rag, and you can race it any time you want. Just ask JC.
Are the earplugs really necessary then, or?
Oh, it's
I feel like you've solved the problem with the first two products already.
it's just the way to sell the product.
quality assurance.
They're very expensive earplugs, but get the job done.
That's a bit wide by Jacobs. Holds it.
Yeah,
Yeah, my wife doesn't mind the racing late at night, but the snoring gets to her apparently. So I could still use some OR earplugs anyway.
see what I can muster. I put them in my nose. Yeah, JC has a similar problem. I think he's got really loud shifters. I'm in a different room than my obviously bedroom, but I don't think she notices it when I race. She only notices it when I bin it and I yell.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. Yeah,
It's usually when I bin it and I scream and I hear the baby start crying. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I fucked up. I made a mistake.
yeah. So it's a good thing my F1 race is on at 6 p.m. because no one's asleep in this house at that time. I'd have to race in the blue split. Just tell her it's a cooking show. Exactly.
Wait.
Or get a
When you
race.
scream from binning it. No, he overcooked the steak. That's why I'm so upset. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just really passionate about this steak. He used the
It
wrong
looks so good.
sauce.
The marinade was perfect and he just overcooked.
He just overcooked it.
Oh,
Oh,
talking about
it's-
overcooking,
that-
that was
Great little segue.
well held.
So Herod's dropped 6th. He was around 4th most of this race. Kurt Moss is having a blinder.
Go to the P4.
He did, yeah, he's up a few. Moss had that incident in qualifying, I believe. So watch this battle. We'll keep half an eye on P1, P2. Except Maxi might be napping. He's too old to hear anything, Nick. Mate, I can come home from a day out and he's in his bed and it's next to the bloody door and he just stays there. Champion.
We're running
Jeez.
from Mostra there.
Yeah.
JC says she'd rather me racing than commentating. You do get a bit excited in the commentary. Like I do love it. The big hellos always get me. It reminds me of that toll.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's JC's trademark. What the fuck?
Ah,
is-
Liverpool, don't. Ah, no.
It's Champions League final tomorrow.
No, it's perfect, Chad. Oh yes, right. Someone know how many people are going to put this team liveries out there?
I've got 2 because I'm not sure if I want to run one. Just
All
'cause
my
of
team's lost this week.
Shame.
Oh, you're never okay. Well, it's just a red car, a red white trim. It's not exactly
So half
difficult team
half
to-
the EPL teams are bloody red and white though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Just say it's something else. Yeah, it's Arsenal. Nah, it's Man U. It's Southampton. Are they even in the Premier League at the moment?
I think.
Yes, they still
they
are.
are.
I think. I don't know. That it's a very silly sport, so I don't watch much of it.
Well, we'll stick with the Premier League for a second. I was looking at their tables the other day.
No,
I see
no, we'll talk
Portsmouth
about
down in League 1.
Yeah,
But they're falling apart.
they overspent money and they never recovered, much like Leeds did many years ago.
They're in relegation now as well. Liverpool yellow. Okay.
That's not a bad shout. De Silva saying at least I've retired the kill cam. Righto, well, that's the last thing you want to say because
Called it now.
look at Battle for the Lead's under a second now. Gibbons under pressure. Here comes a kill cam. Oh, it's coming. It's not far
Yes,
away.
Chad, the Eels livery would look awful.
Oh,
It's on.
I'm not taking my eyes off this until something happens.
Spicy. Oh,
Matthew's
Jacob's
getting
half a
excited.
second now.
Matty's really quick through this sector. He always gains. This little tough corner. You can take a lot of apex. Everyone's avoiding it. You can actually really
Leave
smack
it over there, yeah.
Oh. It's like a bloody
That's-
penis this track.
Johnson.
Willie. That's a great little clip. Wang.
I rewatched it last week. It's such a stupid movie, but it's brilliant.
Alright, here's some spice up
Here
the
we go.
front. It'll send us out for round 3. I have a
I guess
question.
we'll-
JC, are we going to see a repeat of the 12 metres tomorrow? I
12
have a
meters.
feeling we will.
What split was that? That was split.
Oh, I'd say green, just by
Green,
default.
'cause I called it.
Just,
Yeah, green because I called it, and that was terrible.
no worries at all, Chad. Just let me know kind of an idea of what
The
you
window
want.
is now closed.
I'll whip something up. It won't be like the world beater, but it'll be pretty. It'll be something. Oh, can Gibbo hold him off for 7 minutes?
Be about 4 more laps. It's going to be tricky.
Where's he going to get the move done? Before bomb hole?
If I were
the-
to place
or
money,
the
I'd say
hairpin.
turn 2, the hairpin.
He's got to nail this corner up here, turn 1.
It's not quite close enough to make Gibbons think about it. So
Closer to 4/10 off. He lives to fight another day here.
this middle sector is this. It's so technical that it's so easy just to make a tiny mistake, especially when you're under this much pressure. So this is going to take a lot of composure from Gibbo to keep ahead.
This is another corner that's a chance to remove, but yeah, you got to be right up there, back bottom. Not close enough here. Mind you,
Get back.
it's alright.
That's-
It's an old joke, my mate and I used to say.
Their front nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this corner here is very tricky just to get caught up on that curve. See Jacob run a little bit wide. Interesting that he goes down to second there. Gibbo is on a very good lap so far, so Jacob's not really any of a shout so far.
He's going to wait for that moment to present itself. It's all up to Gibbo here.
Patience is key, but also
Send
get
it.
too excited.
Just
Yeah.
send it. Just absolutely send it.
I'm thinking this long right-hander is probably fairly setup dependent, even in this car.
Yeah.
I think that might be why Herod is so strong through here, while the guys ahead of him are struggling a little bit.
Because those three are still going at it. Half a second between the three of them. Moss right up behind Weatherburn, and Herod's still there, or Herod. And the gap is extended that lap, so great little lap there by Gibbons of 204.1. So
We need Herod to tell us how to pronounce his surname. 'Cause-
I think it's Herod, isn't it? Herod?
Yeah, I think it's like a soft
pronounced
R.
David.
Herod. It's-
Everyone's avoiding that curve. Someone just got to just send her. I remember racing in McLaren Season 6 with both Gibbo and Sean Jacobs, both great guys. They are both great guys.
I mean, one more than the other, but they're nice guys.
Yeah, I'll let you decide who.
Exactly, I'm not saying anything more than that.
It's great to see Jan here supporting her second favourite grandson in Callum Gibbons.
Well, here we
This is
go.
gonna be interesting. He goes to fence. Will we still keep it in? No, that's gonna
Oh,
touch.
no.
Yeah. Oh, and no,
Exit
that's
stage
just gone,
right.
It's gone very poorly.
Yeah, Moss just got a bit too close to the sun there, and it's going to help Jakey.
Gibbo gets a banana trick if he wins this.
Oh,
Just chasing.
full lock there, this guy.
So, unfortunately, it's been a good battle, good clean battle, but yeah, I mean, it was bound to kick off at some stage.
It's a tough hairpin for that type
It
of
is,
stuff.
and it's because this track is so bouncy as well. If you just ever so slightly get your braking wrong or brake offline, then it's very easy to
Go deep.
just maybe go a bit deep there.
So we'll just see how... Oh, go ball with
Good
Matty.
save.
Is he using a drift setup or he just God, looks like an
He's
absolute
having a
handful.
ball. He's having an absolute ball out there. So you can see the gap 7/10 here between these two. I want to see how. Oh, that's not the line. That is not the line. That was butchered. But he still manages to maintain that gap. Surely that is extended from 7/10. It's through here that he seems to have made a lot of time. You can see that there. He's just gaining and gaining. He's again too deep. Too deep. And costs himself an exit again. He's just got to tone it back a couple of notches and you actually get me much quicker.
Yeah, it's just pushing in the wrong places a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's too hard. It's easy to overdrive, especially in this car. So what else are we going on? There's a battle down there. If I can find it. Oh, it's gone now. It was less than a 10th. That's a banged up car, Kidman.
I don't think that's buffing out.
Three tenths.
Just then.
So penultimate lap, would you reckon?
Yep, definitely one more. Onto the straight. Gibbo has been placing the car where he needs to.
Oh, this guy's just lost his car. 27 is spun.
I mean,
Oh no.
to the surprise of no one.
Yeah. The drift setup has failed him there. Gibbo, very defensive line. He wants a good exit out of this corner because he knows
Built him a lot of curb there.
turn 1 and 2 is where he'll lose it.
That
Oh.
corner is also very deceptive as well. He's right up near him, but he's gonna understeer. Nope.
He's got to sacrifice this
Stand
braking
it.
zone to get a great exit. Use that curb. Smack it. There we go. No, little bit taily.
What?
But he's closer. So final lap of the race between these two for the win.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you
42's
can.
gone off track. That is, looks like a disconnect. There's Ashan. No, he's not close enough for a dive. I've seen many try that, much to the front car's anger.
Errol.
Oh, he's trying to spook him deep, but I just don't think you're going to be able to do it.
Get back, calm as chill as a cucumber he is.
I reckon
One
he's
out of there is
sweating
gonna make
bullets.
him think. Yeah. Gibbo has to defend here. Places the car in the middle, makes it wide. Jacobs is very close, but that's not the line that you're gonna get past there. Coming into the technical little middle sector, he's not quite close enough to do anything now, unless Gibbo makes a rather big mistake.
Yeah, these are the two next important corners of the whole race. He needs to be pretty much touching his rear and run down the bomb hole. Gibbo has nailed it. Absolutely nailed that. The slip's not that powerful. He's pulling away. Needs some DRS, does Jacobs? Imagine that in these
Yeah.
That'd be interesting in these cars.
Just send it. Absolutely yeet it. If you spin, you're probably still going to finish second. Oh, he is. He's having a dip. 4 tenths. No way that's 4 tenths. It's less than 4 tenths.
Jeez, he's putting everything into it.
Yep.
Does the last corner dive?
Nah, it'll have to be a switchback.
Oh, he's gonna get a good run in. Not quite good.
Oh, no, he's going to boom it. Oh, no!
Oh no!
Tragedy here in
So
Snetterton.
wrong.
It's tragedy. He
He's gonna let it
tried. Oh, but it's
fair enough.
okay.
I called it.
Gibbons will pick up the win. Jacobs P2 and Jeremy Talbot in the best livery I've ever seen, P3. Oh, here we go. And they're still going at it as well.
Oh.
Are we going to see a repeat of what we just saw? Or we're going to see it
Oh,
earlier.
jeez.
He's going to have a look. No, don't. There's no way.
Come on, Yoda. Come on, Yoda. Hold on.
Deep.
Oh,
He's
no,
just he's
deep.
getting on the throttle a bit too early. Yoda hangs on for P4. Matty Harrod, P5. Matty Powell, P6. Curdy Moss was right up there in that P4 bracket, but he's going to finish 7th. Bushell, he's sort of disappeared. He heard about becoming a pro, and he's bottled it a little bit.
We spooked him, Mal. That's what you've done.
This guy on the 180, Nissan 180SX drift setup, he's finishing P9. Kidman, oh my goodness. I don't think your team want to see you at the moment, mate. You've really spent a bit of money there.
They're having an ice cream at the moment, just leaving for a while.
Yeah, they've already packed up the truck. They've already left. You're driving home in that, mate.
We left you a set of road tyres. Good luck, mate. Just get sorted out.
At least his team name matched. So Bulldozer P10, Queensland Reds Rugby P11, Shocky Milk. If it was iced coffee, Alex, you'd be pretty higher up, but still a good race nonetheless. Miller Motorsport lead. Perkins 13th. Not even looking at it. JLS 14th. Withers, I reckon he's just rocked up without practice and is having an absolute ball. He's going to finish 15th. Stockton 16th, and I think 22. Oh, he's not even there. He's in the pits.
He's not had the best
Go on, you
race.
Jan. All the love there.
Still a great race, though. See, only a small grid, but Snetterton, it offers up some nice close racing.
Yeah, sometimes a bit too close, but
Good bit of etiquette from Jacobs though after he Gibbons.
Yeah.
Like, just stay there and wait and say, off you go, mate.
No,
Oh, my bad.
he had a crack. It didn't pay off. He knew he wouldn't have costed him a P1 because Talbot was too far back. So, no love lost. As we wait for the server to kick over, and that'll do us for Wednesday night ACC.
yeah, it's been a joy.
As
It's
we
been some
see-
good racing between the Porsches and the Beamers.
Fireworks
Been
in the
great fun.
daytime. Oh, that was interesting.
Oh, let's change our time.
It was quite a nice transition, actually.
Yeah. A lot of fireworks. It's gone from day to night. There's a lot of money spent there. I just want to zoom out. There's a weird little... Where's this end? Oh, there's like a truck depot. Is it here? Yeah, it is. You have to walk all the way over here from pits. Lazy bastards.
Bugger that.
No, come to your car.
John, Paige will do fine tomorrow night.
You just don't practice that also, don't get too excited.
No.
But they also have the scare tree at turn 2, which is no longer there anymore.
Oh.
So they put it in just as a little Easter egg. So if you go in towards the braking, that tree right there on the left hand side, the one that's sort of on its own, that's straightforward.
It's like a lighter colour green.
Yeah, the lighter one, yeah.
yeah.
That's the scare tree. It looks like a ghost basically. So it's been cut down in real life, but they still put it in.
Boo.
It looks pretty cool though. Why'd they cut it down? It's a good thing they added it. Anyway, thanks for joining me tonight, JP and Jesse. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, guys. See you
Great fun.
tomorrow for some GT3 racing.
Promise I
Imola.
won't bring a safety car out.
Fingers crossed. That'd be another $100.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, stream. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow night. See you guys.
See you.
Cheers, guys.